Oh, there we go. That was weird. Oh, it's like slow. Oh, I fucked up. Oh, there we go. Christ, it's like a 30-second delay. Well, it's more like 15. Whatever. We can work with that. Hello, everybody. Welcome to... I don't even know anymore. Why are we here? Why is anything? Just to suffer. Okay. Now, somewhere in here I have a thing. Hold on. Anyway, good morning everyone. We're not going to be doing anything super exciting today. I just haven't streamed in a while, and it's like, the algorithm wants us to stream. You know? And, oh my god, I'm sorry, I just looked at something. I just looked at... I just looked at my YouTube analytics here, and suddenly the truth about the triggered feminist is popping off. That's kind of weird. Did it get linked somewhere? That's wild. Look at that. Bleep. What's up with that? That's kind of weird. Well, I don't see it. It's not being shared on Reddit, so I don't know. Interesting. Think the pound might have fallen below the dollar? Oh yeah, huh? I saw something about that. Let me see. I don't know what that means. Sorry, hold on. Oh wow. The value of the pound, consistent drop, and then flip. But this graph doesn't really tell me a lot about the value of the pound compared to the United States dollar. Family's gonna turn off all heating this winter to prepare for our taxes. Well, that's an option, I suppose. Math is hard. I don't want to do this. Fuck that. All right. Let's do something a little more interesting. Shall we? And by interesting, I of course mean cannibalism. So this is all right. Let me see if I can share this. Yeah. I don't know if we're going to be doing like any stream segments that I edit today, but we're going to have fun, if nothing else. So this is a... I don't know. This video popped up a while back when I was doing research for Dave Rubin's Don't Burn This book. How Cheap Ghostwriters Burn Your Brand, Don't Burn This Book review by Joshua Lysak. It was a doozy. Now, of course, I gotta pop out Dave Rubin's books for this, so why not, right? All right. Let's see what he has to say, shall we?
When many authors authors reach out to me to get help writing their books. I'm not the first ghost.
All right, God, this is really quiet. Hold on.
When many authors reach out to me to get help writing their books, I'm not the first ghostwriter they've talked to. They went Googling around for some freelancers and a few ghostwriting agencies who promised a deal. 75% off all ghostwriting services, 48 hours only. Join our Author Accelerator Scribe in a Box book program and you'll be done writing a bestseller this weekend. Get 3 books ghostwritten,
Yeah,
all
okay.
3 books published, and all 3 books launched for one low price of $9,999. Evidently, these pitches raised some red flags, which is why these aspiring authors reached out to me. If your book is going to be the credibility-establishing cornerstone of your entire brand for the next 3 decades, is it really a good idea to try to get a book written on the cheap? What happens if...
Could you imagine paying someone for this stuff? Like, I can't.
You do? And what does that have to do with the new book out by Rubin Report host Dave Rubin, Don't Burn This Book? A lot more than you might expect. Before I
He
give
got
my
it
hot
too.
take on Dave's new book,
Hey,
I
hey. Wait, how's he posed? This. He got it too. I have a lot more sticky notes coming out of it though. I have a lot more complaints than he does. But well, we'll hear him.
A lot more than you might expect. Before I give my hot take on Dave's new book, I should let you know that we know each other.
Uh-oh.
I've been a fan of Dave's interview show for over 3 years, and
Uh-oh.
I was even a financial supporter when Dave was on Patreon. I love Dave.
Cringe.
He's basically Larry King for millennials.
He's basically Larry King for millennials. Now that's a take.
Which is what makes this video so sobering. When I started reading Dave's book, Don't Burn This Book, I noticed it has all this distinct signs of being written by a ghostwriter who had no idea what they were doing. Dave Rubin is a nuanced thinker who is able...
Okay. Oh God. I'm moving too fast here.
Dave's book, Don't Burn This Book. I noticed it has all this distinct signs of being written by a ghostwriter.
All these distinct signs of being written by a ghostwriter. Are you sure about that?
Who had no idea what they were doing.
Could it be Dave Rubin himself wrote the book and had no idea what he was doing? Well,
Dave Rubin is a nuanced thinker who is able to straddle both sides of an argument. He's...
Now that's a take. That's... Oh no! Oh no! This came out in 2020, so like right when the book came out. I got to admit, I have never heard Dave Rubin described as a nuanced thinker and able to straddle both sides of an argument. Wow. That's a level of praise that is frankly completely undeserved. Let me see something here. When did Freedom Tunes make his Dave Rubin thing? Oh yeah, here we go. Oh my God. February 2018. So Freedom Tunes made this video making fun of him like 2 years before this guy. Dave, I'm legit a huge fan. Don't hate me for this. But
Freedom Tune.
Alright, let's bump that down.
Welcome to the Rubin Report. I'm your host, Dave Rubin. Agree.
It's
like if you're...
I agree.
This again. So...
Alright, shut up.
I agree with that.
Anyway, even his fans were making fun of him for not being a nuanced thinker 2 years before this. So, I'm sorry, Joshua. You're kind of slow on the uptake.
He's willing to alter his opinion according to the ghostwriter who had no idea what they were doing. Dave Rubin is a nuanced thinker who is able to straddle both sides of an argument. He's willing to alter his opinion according to the facts. He's earned a lot of respect. Dave...
Willing to alter his opinion according to the facts, or alter his opinion according to who is sitting in the chair across from him? alter his opinion according to the facts, or alter his opinion according to whatever his audience is interacting with, and he's being subject to audience capture.
This first book promises a complete mindset.
Could have worded that better.
Our hyper-partisan world with reason, universal values, and classical wisdom. Yet Dave's book offers just about none of that. As the first reviews for Don't Burn This Book are coming in, I'm not the only one who suspects that Dave's ghostwriter or editor is to blame for why the book does not paint a picture of authentic Dave. Between misspelling the names of Dave's good friends, contradicting himself, keeping the discourse shallow, and showing no signs of Dave's trademark stand-up comic humor, I was...
My guy. Joshua. That is Dave. That is Dave Rubin.
left wondering, who the hell wrote this? Doubt it was Dave. Everything in
Dave Rubin wrote this. He's showing you what kind of person he is. He's like this in all of his content.
book you could have gotten from Dave's highlight reel on his YouTube channel.
All right.
Trademark.
Let's hear this again.
I was left wondering, who the hell wrote this? Doubt it was Dave. Everything in this book you could have gotten from Dave's highlight reel on his YouTube channel.
That's what I said. Yeah, that was my main, one of the largest critiques I had of the book. But I'd argue, like, that's not a ghostwriter who wrote that. That's Dave Rubin. He's doing the same crowd work that he's always done. You know, this stuff worked well for his YouTube channel, so now he's just repeating it in book form.
There's nothing new, and it doesn't represent Dave's actual ideas well at all. In fact, the book does the opposite.
Yeah, he doesn't actually have many ideas.
As the American Spectator wrote, Don't Burn This Book is not a serious work.
True.
It's in fact extremely lazy, bearing all the marks of a project that was knocked together over a few wet weekends, which it probably was by somebody who had never heard of Dave before working on his book project.
Or it probably was by Dave himself.
And this is why thousands of aspiring authors are leery of hiring any old ghostwriter. The near universal negative response that Dave Rubin's book is getting online might happen to them if they picked a writing partner who's happy to cut corners, twist the facts, and move on to the next low-paying project. Hold up.
Now I got a question for you, Joshua. What kind of high-level thinking does Dave Rubin engage in? You may not think this anymore because it's been like 2 years, but you said he's willing to straddle both sides of an argument. Where does he do this? In what part of his content does he do this sort of thing that makes you think he's a high-level thinker? Because I've watched like fucking countless hours of his streams. I've watched so much of his content, and this book is quite literally the same thing. You even said yourself that this book is basically like watching a highlight reel of Dave Rubin. That's all he is.
Do we have absolute proof Dave Rubin hired a cheap ghostwriter on Fiverr or Upwork? No. Having been in the publishing industry for 9 years now, and having ghostwritten nearly 50 books myself, I can say with confidence
that is kind of an impressive number. I will give you that. That is pretty cool.
Whoever worked on Don't Burn This Book edited out the real Dave. So let's allow the panned response Dave's...
Now, and again, I have to ask, what is the real Dave in your mind? This is the real Dave to me. You said yourself, it's like watching a highlight reel on his YouTube channel. That's what he is. What vision of Dave do you have? I would like to know.
Book is getting and how poorly it's reflecting on his show and on his reputation remind us the high stakes of choosing the right publishing professional who can do your book idea justice, make your literary dreams come true, over hiring someone who produces a book that burns bridges. And makes your reputation self-immolate. As we all know, you get what you pay for. So while I'm not going to burn Dave Rubin's book, I'm not going to finish it either.
You didn't even finish it? Joshua! I read this book fucking twice. I am disappointed in you, Joshua. All right, we're warmed up, I think. Shall we? let's move on, I guess. Oh man. Oh my god, hold on here. Okay, hearing the phrase Dave Rubin's trademark stand-up humor being uttered was truly the funniest thing I've heard all week. Thanks for the laugh. Have you seen any clips of his stand-up? The guy's legit funny. Joshua, what world are you living in? I would like to see this. I have watched all of, well, at least I'm relatively certain, all of Dave Rubin's stand-up that's available on the internet. I've watched all of Hot Gay Comics. I've watched all of his appearances at, I don't even know, whatever, fucking Fascist March? What's it called? Turning Point USA? That's not it. I've watched, I even fucking watched his appearance at the Reason Rally in like 2014. He's never been funny. I wanted to include that in the video because it was like, I thought about including that in like the big documentary because it was kind of like at the time he was leaning into the new atheist stuff, but it wound up like not really being that interesting, so I just chopped it all out because Dave Rubin, by and large, not a very interesting person. Well, his life is pretty interesting, but the stuff he says is not. Yeah, there we go. Alright, now I gotta find that, actually. Hold on. Have you looked into putting the Dave Rubin documentary in Prime Video? I have not. How tedious of a process is it? I don't actually know. I think some other big YouTubers have their stuff on Prime Video as well. I want to say ContraPoints did, but I don't remember. Let's see. Dave Rubin Reason Rally. Pretty certain. Ah, here we go. Shh, Joshua, be quiet. Alright, we're done with Joshua. Let's move on. So look, Dave Rubin, Reason Rally 2016. Watch the Surfs video I sent a while ago. I don't remember a Surfs video. I have a really bad memory. Let me see here. Oh, the ContraPoint story. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I remember that. I don't know if I've ever watched it, though. Let me see here.
Peggy 7.
That's a fun voice. Ah!
So
ContraPoint story. How Amazon Prime rejected the series. Only 15 minutes. You know what? We can watch this on stream right now. Well, in a minute. That's not a bad idea. Alright, I wanted to say, here, Dave Rubin at Reason Rally 2016. Reason Rally Coalition, Dave Rubin, Reason Rally 2016. Reason Rally, oh geez, I want to say it started in 2012. It's like every year or so in Washington, D.C., a bunch of like atheists get together and and have like a rally. I have a shirt from like the first one somewhere, I think. I couldn't find it though. Well, actually, hold on, let me look. Oh shit, that was easy. Yeah, so Reason Rally, a bunch of atheists getting together. Check this out. I got the first one from 2012. Hell yeah. I think I've worn this like twice and then I realized it was kind of cringe. Also, the guy behind American Atheist like fucking raped someone. So that kind of put a damper on everything. Alas. But see, there's like, we got American Humanist, Freedom from Religion, American Atheist, ding ding ding, Secular Student Alliance, and then all these little ones. That's kind of cool. Should we put it on? All right. Anyway, we'll put it on. Let's listen to the Dave Rubin video. He's got two here. This one is, I think, just him speaking, and then this is like a bunch of stuff going on. But let's take a look. Don't give me those eyes. Okay, I have maintained my religious beliefs since then. It's just, well, the eyes might be for the rape. That's a good reaction. Let's hear Dave Rubin. Give it to me.
I'm about to introduce a guy who is cuter than I am.
Let's go.
Dave Rubin is passionate about reinventing current events in a different way of talking about them.
And hating Muslims. Let's go, Dave.
No paid pundits, no partisan hacks, no screaming lunatics, just real people having real conversations.
That aged well.
About the issues of the day. Please welcome Dave Rubin.
Let's go. Let's go. It's Dave.
Wow. I just got introed by John Davidson in the National Mall in front of thousands of free thinkers.
Hey! I haven't heard that in a while. Why not react to PewDiePie since that's where your channel started? Ha! Fake fan! Fake fan! My first video was about Logan Paul! Nice try! The shirt is cool, the eyes for the rape. I do like the kind of the design. And Reason Rally has like a fun alliteration to it. But, yeah. Now that, you know, it's got people like, now I know it's got people like Dave Silverman and Dave Rubin. I'm done with these people. I am clocked out.
I'm having a great day. How are you?
Look, it's a sad group too.
Do you guys feel...
I'm sorry, hold on. Hold on. Look at this group. That's so sad. There was a lot more at the first one. Alas. And then a lot of people were like, yo, there's actually a bunch of weird smelling people at this event. I don't want to come back to the next one. That's what happened.
Before I get to this...
All the bad days. Oh, yeah.
I feel a little tingling in my head right now. Do you feel that?
It's the
Like your
opioids.
brain is getting something right now that it needs? Do you feel that? Look around. These are people around you who want to think. Who want to debate
His brain was in recovery mode even back then.
ideas and who want to expand.
Wait, he said ideas.
Knowledge. Look around. Ideas around you who want to think and who want to debate ideas and who want to expand
He said
what they
it.
know and knowledge. I mean, we're not doing that well in this country these days, are we? I don't think so. It doesn't seem like we're doing it that well, but you guys, you're here because you care about reason and you care about thinking.
Oh, God.
I mean, if you look around,
Oh.
everybody's here. Every nationality's here. There's
Yeah, this was about the moment when I clocked out of these people. Actually, I clocked out a few years prior to this, but my God.
probably some believers here and plenty of non-believers, and there's gay people and trans people and straight people
Look!
and everybody. And we're all brought together by this idea that we can make
He's doing crowd work even back here. He's always been doing crowd work.
the world better through reason. That is a beautiful thing. Somebody applauded over there, so that means the rest of you have to as well.
Oh my God, it's so bad.
I mean, really, our dialogue, our politicians and our media has been so dumbed down. I feel like I'm in The Walking Dead most days and there's just zombies looking for brains. But I think we found some here, so this is excellent. So you guys probably know the proverb,
Fuck.
in interesting times. Well, America in 2016 is obviously in interesting times. We live in a time when science has taught us so much about our beginnings and where we're headed, but most of our national dialogue is just the tiny minutia of nothingness, and it's debated by people who crave attention more than they care about intelligence.
That aged perfectly. I kind of wish I put that in the bigger Dave Rubin video now. That's like an excellent quote. But the rest of the speech, this speech is just so boring.
We can't do that anymore. It's enough already. You know, I know it could feel kind of lonely seeing the world as it is and not how you want it to be. Not how you magically believe that it should be, but how it actually is. But look around. Everybody. I mean, look at the people next to you. They came here from all over the world for the same reasons that you did. Because good ideas will always beat bad ideas.
He said it again.
The name of this event is the Reason Rally, and I think reason, the word reason, I think is the most underappreciated word and idea in the English language. Reason is simply defined by the power of the mind to think, understand, and form judgments by a process of logic. That's what we do every day. That's all.
All right, side note, a little more interesting. This firebrand atheist was just fired after allegations of financial conflicts and sexual assault by BuzzFeed News. And it's Dave Silverman, the leader of American Atheists. You might also recognize him from... Hold on, give me the fucking picture. This guy. It's an older meme, like from Rage Comics back in the day. He was on Bill O'Reilly and gave this face. It was a pretty funny one. Anyway, yeah, he fucking tried to rape someone. That's fun. God. I don't know if we want to read this. You know what? Let's just not. Let's just go back to this guy.
We do every day, and for some reason people don't want to apply that to the biggest questions of the universe. I never quite understood that. But this using reason is really the most human thing that you can do. Your mind and your ability to think, to understand and change the world around you is the greatest gift that evolution, which is real by the way, ever gave us. Yet when it comes to public policy, we're so often, we put reason aside and we let people playing politics get the better of our minds and then our lives. I really think that this type of thinking, it's over. It's done.
Am I crazy or can I do a much better job than him? This is not a high bar.
The ability to think and use logic. It's during this election year. Our political system is many ways based on us not using our minds, right? Not being informed, watching cable news, and just endless drivel. But we have to learn how to make informed decisions. I think actually, I'm so not pleased with our presidential choices that I'm looking into reanimating Abe Lincoln. If anyone wants to help me at that, I would appreciate it. I think Bill Nye can probably do a little something on that.
Hilarious.
Yeah, Abe, 2016.
I'm laughing.
Our politicians did what was real and what was right.
Wow, the audience looks so enthralled.
Imagine if they studied science the way they study polls. Imagine if they spent as much time learning about how to make...
It is kind of cool there's a sign language interpreter, though. You know, big shout out to that, to the organizers for doing that. Although, I do wonder how... if the people back here can see.
Studied science the way they
see.
study polls. Imagine if they spent as much time learning about how to make a better world as they do raising money for their next campaign. I'm not getting out of this town alive, by the way. We need reason in more places, though, than just our political world. We need reason and critical thinking and fact-based knowledge.
Genuine question for you, for anyone. Like, why? I know I'm like a tiny streamer. I'm like nobody. I'm not that big. I'm not that hopping. I don't really make that much content. Why did the Young Turks hire Dave Rubin? Jank, Anna, hit me up. I'm here. Let's go. Why did they pick him? Why did they pick him and fucking Jimmy Dore and shit? Like, this is funny? Did he walk in the room and make you guys laugh?
In our schools, so that we can
Thinking is indeed over.
to expand their minds before people with bad intentions grab them. We need to be fearless proponents of free speech and never be afraid to have the battle of ideas.
Yay!
Speakers we don't like. We mustn't block entrances to events we aren't happy about, or deplatform speakers because they once said something that we're not comfortable with. We're the
I want to deplatform you because you're boring. I want someone with a little more charisma up on the stage right now.
liberals. I think we're the ones that are supposed to defend this stuff, right? We got to wake up now before it's too late. I really believe that.
Jink thought he could fix him.
We have to be better than our opponents, but being better than our opponents also means leaving the door open for them to join us. We need them actually as much as they need us if we're going to move forward in this world together. You know, I think that each one of us is on a journey, spiritual journey right here, journey through work, through love, through life, whatever it is. And it doesn't matter how you get there as long as you try to get there. And I can tell you very easily, I am not perfect.
God.
I definitely don't know everything. I absolutely don't have all the answers. But by talking to each other instead of at each other, and by exercising our minds with our free speech at every turn,
He never responded to my emails. He doesn't care about talking.
we can build bridges where others would burn them down. Not knowing. And that's all you guys are saying here. I don't know. That is not a flaw.
God, Dave Rubin doesn't do call-ins. Can you imagine if he did, though? Like, viewer call-ins? That would be so much fun. God, I know he wouldn't be able to handle it, but even if he... But, like, missed opportunity.
That's actually a gift. So when preachers, conspiracy theorists, and politicians tell you that they know what's really going on, you should know that they're full of something, but it ain't knowledge. Thank you guys very much.
Yay.
Dave Rubin!
No one's booing him because he's not saying anything that's, like, highly objectionable. Even to these people.
The atheist
He's just doing crowd work again.
in the wild of the wood, surrounded by nature.
See, this guy's got a little more charisma.
Things. The atheist worshipped in the wild of the woods and all things alive, filling his senses each time he arrived. But wait, what was that? Was he not alone? There in the bushes, snapping twig.
Have I considered calling to Dennis Prager someone like that? He does call-ins, you're right!
Rolling stone.
Hold on.
Slowly he turned and saw such a fright. There a 7-foot grizzly was standing upright. They took off down the path, the bear closing fast. The atheist knew his next breath was his last. He fell to the ground, the bear howled and pawed, and the atheist screamed, "Oh my God!" Time stopped.
Okay, this... I don't care about this. He just started, like, reading a poem for no reason. Weird. Let's take a look. Alright. The Dennis Prager Show. It says they're still live. Live Monday to Friday, noon to 3 p.m. Eastern Time. So they've got, like, 20 minutes left. Is this the live stream? Where's the fucking live stream? Show me. That guy has some passion. He does, but we care about Dave Rubin. Where is it? So does he live stream or is it just like a radio show? I know there's videos of him. Hold on. Where do we find it? Infinitely more charismatic than Dave Rubin. This is true. Do I gotta sign up for a Google number for this? Probably. Alright. 4 missed calls and 70 voicemails. Who the fuck is talking to me? Alright. How do I... Sorry. These things like block the UV lights. Alright, I gotta get a number because I haven't used this in a while. Will this work? Yes. Alright, hold on. Might have to start watching TV to find it. No, I don't want to watch TV. Alright, let me see what I can do here. Alright, well, there's a number on the page. Let's type it in and see what happens, I guess. We're calling. Let's see what happens.
We're calling the Dennis Prager Show. What's your name and city?
Yo, my name is Tim from Texas.
Tim, and then what is your age? This is just for demographic purposes.
Yeah, I'm 28.
All right, Tim, Texas. What would you like to say to Dennis Prager?
I want to talk about Hillary Clinton and her emails.
But what's the purpose of that for the topic?
I want to talk about why the Democrats are cucks and they don't want to talk about it anymore.
But no, I don't understand what Hillary has to do with the current topic.
I'm hanging up. Fuck this. He screens his calls. Those losers. I don't know what the current topic is. How do I know what the current topic is? We'll do it. We'll get a new number and we'll plan this out a little bit. Don't holy fuck me. I got nervous. It was too much. Well, all right. Can we let's try this again. He asked for my city and I'm like, Fuck. Try again with a different number. Yeah, I should. Can I change my number on Google Voice, or do I have to like use a different account? I can probably use a different account. Hold on. Google Voice number. Hey, we can't delete. Sweet. Okay. He'll never know it's me. All right. Current topic. He asked current topic. I don't. I should have asked, like, how do I know? How do I watch the show? You know what I should do? I should get like a Texas. I should get like a Texas area code for a Google Voice number. Let's see. Dallas. England is my city. I don't want to see. No. I know the reference. Just fucking Jake Paul. I think this is definitely something to plan out. I didn't think it would get in that fast. I thought it was gonna be like an automated thing. I wasn't ready for it. All right, we're gonna take a Dallas area code for the next one, so then we can still say I'm Tim from Texas. Although maybe we may not stick with that character, but we could do that. We could like just genuinely ask, like, why won't you debate Sam Cedar? All right, how do I watch? I think that guy also knew something was up too. It's like, wait a second. He knew something was going on. Oh goodness. He'll recognize the voice. He probably won't. He'll get like, how many people probably call into the show like every week, every day? Probably not enough. Probably a fair amount of people. Now how do I watch it? Someone called him race sticker project. I know. It would just be funny if there's more people doing it. Screens then puts in the queue. Yeah. It's kind of tricky because it means I'm gonna have to like. He's probably doing that, so it's like not just prank callers, but it's people who are paying attention. People who are actually watching the show, and not someone like me who's not watching the show and just wants to prank. I kind of don't want to prank. I kind of want to actually talk to him. Like, now that I think about it, I think that would be more fun. Just like to actually talk to Dennis Prager. All right, see, I click it. It says watch the show, and then it's yesterday's show. At least two what? At least two people call probably. See, and then it's like the Dennis Prager show. Actually, talk to me better, I think. Yeah, I know. I wasn't ready, though.
Seeks to diminish parental authority
That's
identity
nice.
is one of the major goals of the left. You are black or white.
Thank you.
California Assembly member Laura Friedman authored the bill.
But no.
Put her on.
Well, she's not here with me.
She's listening elsewhere. Okay. If I ever cover it again, have her a call.
How can I watch the Dennis Prager show? See, it says watch the show, but it's like yesterday's show. Guys, your website sucks. See, I would think up here, orange, Prager TV. That's probably what I want to watch, right? And I click it, and it's like, It's yesterday's stuff. Dennis, D-Man. Listen 24/7 and it takes me to a different page. Player, listener, live.
It's a good example of, is inertia
It worked. Oh, there we go. But I can only hear him. I can't watch him.
decision. It's easier to stay home. I know it because I feel the same thing. I have normal human nature. And I spend most of my life fighting it.
All right. Okay, I guess I can hear him. That counts. I could still listen to what he says. That's probably good enough for me to get in. Ask about the Robert E. Lee vid. That'll be an instant disconnect. I'm curious about something. There will be. I kind of do want to talk to him now. All right, let me. I want to check this out. There was another video here of Dave Rubin protesting at Milo UCLA event and speaking at Raisin Rally direct message. I don't remember this. It says I watched it. I'm getting MJ commercials. I don't know why I would be getting marijuana commercials on my YouTube page. Why would that be a thing? Who knows? Oh wait, there's music.
Big events last week. So I had a couple of big events last week, and I wanted to share some of my experiences with you. Last Tuesday, I interviewed Milo Yiannopoulos as part of his Dangerous Faggot Tour. Yes, everyone's favorite gay
You can't say that on Twitch, Dave! You can't say that!
Blonde British conservative and I did an hour-long sit-down in front of about 400 students at UCLA. Several hundred more showed up but couldn't get in, and there were about 100 student protesters outside. Now, as I've said dozens of times,
this is one of the ones that they monetized pretty heavily.
Should use your free speech to counter speech you don't like. This means that in and of itself, the people who came to protest Milo in this event were doing the most American thing you can do, exercising their right to free speech by countering speech they didn't like with...
See, 2016 Dave hits a little differently than 2022 Dave.
Use of their own. The problem here was that many of the...
Although what he's saying here, this fucking mosquito, what he's saying here is not really like original and not really, one of these high-level ideas in his head. He's just kind of repeating what he heard from somebody else.
Protesters weren't there to voice protest. They were there to actually stop people from entering the venue, toss garbage cans, spit on people, call in bomb threats, and more.
Hold on.
Entering the venue, toss garbage cans.
I have no idea if this is actually from the event. It's just someone throwing a garbage can,
spit on people,
and screaming. What is this? I have no idea what this is.
Call in bomb threats and more. A group of these protesters created a human wall to stop people from getting inside. Apparently, they're opposed to Trump building a wall, but not opposed to building one themselves.
See, even back then, though, he had little bits of bullshit like that. Like...
These protesters, all basically college-age kids, were screaming in the faces of cops.
I mean, it was... Wow, these protesters are college-age kids. Why would they be college-age kids at the University of California? Why do you think that is? Huh?
Who did an incredibly remarkable job of staying calm and collected. People were smashing on the doors of the building and trying to force their way into the room where we were speaking. It was pandemonium, but the exact type of pandemonium that has become totally acceptable on today's left. And by the way, to be absolutely clear, these liberal protesters are not embracing true liberal ideas in any way. Liberals should welcome debate and should be open to critical thought and reasoning. These people had their minds made up before they even heard what Milo was going to say. He was the enemy. He was a hateful, sexist, racist bitch.
I mean, they knew. This is before they had their falling out. So sad.
Bigot, and his right to free speech was squashed by their right to be immature children. It was clear that some of them didn't even know who Milo was, but had succumbed to groupthink, which had made them feel like they were part of something instead of really standing for something.
Now, I've heard it alleged that when a lot of these events were going on, still kind of hipping and hopping back then, some of these groups, like Turning Point USA, would send out. Nah, I don't know how true this is, but the rumor was some of these groups would send out stuff to like local left-wing groups and send advertisements and stuff, and make Facebook posts deliberately trying to get them to come and protest. Now, the way that Dave Rubin described that there was like some of them didn't know who Milo even was. That makes it sound like makes it sound like they were just kind of encouraged to do so. I don't know.
Once the event actually started, Milo and I had a wide-ranging discussion on many hot-button issues, from feminism to free speech to the rise of Trump. The audience was filled with people of every color, sexuality, and walk of life. At one point,
look at all these fucking MAGA hats.
Two protesters who managed to get inside started screaming and interrupting our productive conversation.
Like, I'll be honest though, I would probably I would probably show up to watch this too. Although, see this guy's looking at the camera. He's like, don't record me here. This guy's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And this dude's like, yo, you want to buy some heroin?
I explained to the protester that Milo would probably welcome some discussion if she wanted to wait for the Q&A at the end, but she just didn't want to do that. Instead, when pressed on what she doesn't like about Milo, she simply screamed, "I hate you." It was exactly the type of typical response that's based on
Show the clip!
an emotion, not logic, and is utterly useless in the real world. We had an interesting, honest discussion and agreed to disagree on a couple of points, such as Milo's casual dismissal of trans rights. Even though we were rushed out after the Q&A due to a bomb threat, the night was a total success because two people who don't agree on everything had a civil and, perhaps more importantly, an enjoyable conversation.
It was a total success because I got a lot of views from this.
Actually, the most inspiring part of seeing so many people exercise their right to free speech was the amount of people who came up to me after to tell me that they were actually liberals who've seen the growing regressive attitudes on the left. A few people told me that they agree with Trump on almost nothing, but felt that voting for him was the only way to break this backwards, illiberal ideology. This is true confirmation of what I've been saying for months. If the left won't deal with issues like immigration and Islamism honestly, they'll hand voters right over to Donald Trump.
Islamism? Wow.
A couple weeks ago, Bill Maher, who I agree with on almost everything, did a piece on Real Time about how the rise of Trump has nothing to do with the left and that his popularity is only a creation of the right. While I totally disagree with him on this, note how I can disagree with him without slandering him. See, it's not that hard. After the event with Milo, I headed to Washington, D.C. for the Reason Rally, where I spoke at the National Mall in front of thousands alongside Bill Nye, Penn Jillette, and my friends Kelly Carlin and Paul Provenza. We talked about the need to have science and reason be reinserted in our public policy. I spent most of my speech talking about the free exchange of ideas and how we, as free thinkers, must be more tolerant than the people who would silence us. While I saw plenty of tweets saying that the event had been taken over by social justice warriors, I just didn't see anyone shout down anybody or silence anyone for sharing their views.
Yeah, because everyone who's still there at the Reason Rally at this point is boring.
I did see was a great mix of people sharing ideas on how to make the country a more reasonable republic. Throughout the weekend, I met tons of people who watched this show, and much like
all right. I'm so done. I'm so done with Dave. I'm sorry. We're done. I can't. I gotta move on. This is so bad. So do we want to watch the ContraPoint story? Or do we want to like shoot people for money? Kill people for money. Ah, damn it. Can't even get my catchphrase right. Alright. That's enough of that. Let's get this off. Although, now I'm curious about something. Let me see if I can find video on this. Oh, don't forget, guys. David Rubin talked about this actually. Yeah, you can find it on his page, davidjoshuarubin.com. It's yeah. All right. Hands down, one of the best $12 I've ever spent. All right, anyway. I had something here. Hold on. Let me find it. I think it was Jorbo. Oh, I forgot what this is from, but we'll just watch this a little bit.
People tell me, well, you were so mean to Ellen Page. And I think, well, you know, Ellen Page is a star and she advertised her transformation and made the claim that this has revolutionized her life. And then she displayed her new body in a public forum and got 1.7 million Instagram likes for it.
Is that jealousy? That sounds like a bit of jealousy. I can't believe you got 1.7 million likes! Also, like, damn, this, like, I don't know, 20 minutes in and you just keep repeating the dead name, keep repeating Ellen Page and she. It's like I'm not gonna like force you to do anything, but kind of being a fucking asshole, aren't you?
And probably enticed, well, let's say one young girl who's confused into becoming sterile, which is
social contagion. Why? Whoa, wait a minute. Hold on.
Who's confused into becoming sterile, which is one too many for me, but it could be as many as what, 100, 500, 1,000?
So Jordan Peterson here has concocted a fantasy in his head that Elliot Page is convincing young, prepubescent, supple women to become sterile. Why is that where your mind goes?
And I have my tendency to feel a hell of a lot more sorry for a set of confused, isolated, and lonely pubescent girls who have no one to love them enough to help them appreciate who they are.
Now he's crying about it. But which is funny because his entire career is built in such a way that women don't like him.
Than I do for one overprivileged and unfortunately confused narcissistic Hollywood star.
Are you talking about yourself there? That's what it comes across as. Anyway, this was on the Daily Wire. I don't really want to find the original. I just forgot. I forgot how you cried at the end. What a lunatic. Oh my god. Okay. Did I see some of the Piers Morgan and Peterson interview? I saw like, I don't know, like 60 seconds of it. Not a lot. What, is it good? Or... There's a video of... No. We won't talk about it yet. There was recently like a takedown video on Xander Hall, but we're not going to do that on stream. I got a plan. Oh my god, I'm sorry. We got to look at this. So I was just checking out the PragerU's video page, right? We've already covered most of the top stuff here, but then there's this one. Save your child's mind with PragerU Kids. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Alright, guys, let's do it. Let's have a heart attack. Don't you think?
It's...
Oh wow, no ad. Let's go!
It's dinner time with family, and you settle in to dine. Your son is watching something, but you think it must be...
Okay, shout out. Good idea. They're wearing the PragerU colors, the orange and the blue in the background. Smart decision. Someone did a good job with that.
Fine. You know it's only kids shows, so you have some peace of mind. But as you eat the roasted goose, your little sport insists.
Hey, Dad, did you know America is racist?
Your mind goes numb. Your skin turns...
Oh, that was awesome. Why are you letting him watch stuff at the table? This is bad.
Dad, did you know America is racist?
Your mind goes numb, your skin turns pale, and your heart aches with fear. Your child is being filled with lies, the babe you once held dear. But in that shocking moment, a man pops into frame. Could it be George Washington? Here
No,
to save your
it's
child's
Dennis
brain?
Prager.
He snatched the screen and changed the thing to something that is true. It's an app with shows for kids. They call it PragerU.
Oh, I took psychic damage.
There's content for your child's mind to fight the leftist lies. And if you give your child a chance to watch and think and grow, they might burst forth like Washington, a true American hero. Think better, live better. Visit PragerUkids.com for free kids shows, cartoons, and books that teach classic American values.
Wow. Oh, I was hoping there'd be a little more, but amazing. Amazing. Like, no, kids. Listen, we gotta fight leftist brainwashing with brainwashing of our own. It's true. They rhymed true with PragerU, too. That's amazing. Oh my goodness. Sorry, I just looked at the 1.9k likes, 54k dislikes. Oh my god. That's hysterical. Hey Dad, did you know America's racist? Well, son, although you can't classify America as a whole as racist, there have been a lot of things in this country that have been motivated by racial prejudice. Wow, thanks, Dad, for explaining that to me in a good, non-biased way. You're welcome, son. Yeah, that's not what we're gonna get from PragerU. That's nonsense, little Joey. Luckily, here's a famous slave owner to explain why America isn't racist. Yeah. It was made by that... Oh god, I forget his name.
Save your...
Shut up. What's his name? This guy. He's got... I've seen him in all sorts of other stuff, and he doesn't answer me when I ask him questions on Instagram, like a cuck. it's ah, I'm blanking on his name. Will something? Will Witt? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, Will Witt. Will Witt. Will it what? I don't. That joke didn't work. What do I think of Mr. Beast becoming the biggest YouTuber? I don't care. I don't care. There's a PragerU video called Understanding Ayn Rand. Do we want to? Do we want to do it? I don't know. I have another one here in the Discord. Carrie Lake fighting back for Arizona and America. What do you want to do? Ayn Rand or Carrie Lake? Flip a coin. How about this? We'll do heads for Ayn Rand, tails for Carrie Lake. Hey Siri, flip a coin.
Heads.
All right, heads for Ayn Rand. Problem solved. All right, PragerU video here. Understanding Ayn Rand. Oh God, I never actually finished any of her books. Let's see. Oh God. Well, I am never going to like pay for your product if you're going to start it with a fucking screaming baby. God, I hate children.
Who is John Galt? This is one of the most famous questions in modern literature.
Who is he?
Even today, over 50 years after it was written, you'll hear people asking it.
Yes.
Why? Because it recalls the real.
It's Gloria. She was in oh goodness, I forgot about her. She was in How's Socialism Doing in Venezuela? That video. Yeah. She's kind of bad though, not gonna lie.
riveting suspense story, heroic characters, and powerful ideas portrayed in the best-selling novel Atlas Shrugged by Ayn Rand. Born in St. Petersburg, Russia on February the 2nd...
I disagree pretty strongly with the idea, but we'll hear it, I guess. I think the broader takeaway of Atlas Shrugged was, wow, this is a really pretentious book, and it's kind of a slog to read.
1905,
yes, look at Venezuela.
Rand became one of the most celebrated authors and philosophers of the 20th century. Her most famous novels, The Fountainhead and Atlas Shrugged, still...
I will give credit to The Fountainhead. I've read the Spark Notes on like all these books. I will give credit to The Fountainhead. I actually kind of liked the idea and the central premise behind it. I actually really did like it. I tried reading it though, and then it was like, oh God, she's put aside the ideology. She's not a good writer, but The Fountainhead was kind of a fun idea, kind of a neat idea of this guy. He had a vision, and it couldn't be fulfilled, and there was kind of a fun. I don't know if maybe fun's not the right word. There was an interesting story behind that, of the idea of having Just the idea of having this great grand vision in your head and then you're not able to fulfill it. There's so much you could do with that. Anyway.
And Atlas Shrugged still sell hundreds of thousands of copies every year around the world. Rand lived through the early years of the Russian Revolution, saw her
Which Russian Revolution?
father's pharmacy business confiscated by the Bolsheviks, and experienced the horrors of communism firsthand. She longed to emigrate to America. In 1926, she did, and never looked back. To Rand, the United States meant freedom. She saw the founding fathers as heroes. They created a country based on individual rights, man's right to his own life, to his own liberty, to the pursuit of his own happiness, she said, means that every individual has a right to exist for his own sake, neither sacrificing himself to others, nor sacrificing others to himself, nor to the government.
So, life, liberty, pursuit of happiness, that's semantics, but that's not the Constitution. That's not like part of your actual rights. That was in the Declaration of Independence. But you could argue the spirit still applies. Debatable. And of course, founding fathers, slavery, but let's
others, nor sacrificing others to himself, nor to that every individual has a right to exist for his own sake, neither sacrificing himself to others, nor sacrificing others to himself.
Every individual has the right to exist for his own sake, and then not sacrificing himself for others, nor sacrificing others to himself, but the nation was founded on slavery. You can't escape that. And these founding fathers were almost all slave owners.
Nor to the government.
Nor to the government. And, okay.
The practical results of the American system, Rand said, could be seen in the skyline of New York City. America's skyscrapers, she noted, were not built by public funds nor for a public purpose. They were built by the energy, initiative, and wealth of private individuals for personal profit.
Now hold on a second. All right, hold on. I'm not seeing the thing. We'll just keep going.
And instead of impoverishing the people, these skyscrapers, as they rose higher and higher, kept raising the people's standard of living.
Okay, it's a metaphor.
Rand advocated pure capitalism, which she described as a system in which the government acts only as a policeman that protects man's rights.
All right, now with that in mind, let's take a step back here. These skyscrapers were built by energy, initiative, and wealth of private individuals for personal profit. Okay, yeah. I'm sorry. There was another part of this.
New York City, America's skyscrapers, she noted, were not built by public funds nor for a public purpose.
I guess we should also add, though, like, these skyscrapers are built by, like, loans, or at least the funding is through loans, and loans are, like, insured by the government, or the banks are insured by the government. So, yeah, they have a hand in it.
They were built as
that
they wrote.
sounds like nitpicking, but
Rand advocated pure capitalism, which she described as a system in which the government acts only as a policeman that protects men's rights. No bailouts, no special favors for big business, no government intervention into the economy.
sorry, I just kind of zoned out here. I'm looking for... Sorry, I'm looking for this other video. There's a video of Ayn Rand talking about Native Americans. And I'm trying to find it here.
At this time,
I don't really see it.
Now, as to the Indians, I don't even care to discuss that kind of alleged complaints that they have against this country. I do believe, with serious scientific reasons, the worst kind of movie that you have probably seen, worst from the Indian viewpoint, as to what they did to the white men. I do not think that they had any right to live in a country merely because they were born here and acted and lived like savages.
Yeah.
Americans didn't conquer. Americans did not conquer that country. Whoever is making sounds there, I think, is hissing that he's right, but please be consistent. You are a racist if you object to that.
Wait, there's more to this. Hold on.
You are that because you believe that anything can be given to man by his biological birth or for biological reasons. If you're born in a magnificent country which you don't know what to do with, you believe that that's a property right. It is not. And since the Indians did not have any property rights, they didn't have the concept of property. They didn't even have a settled societies. They were predominantly nomadic tribes. They were a primitive tribal culture, if you want to call it that. If so, they didn't have any
Culture, if you want to call it that.
rights
Christ.
to the land, and there was no reason for anyone to grant them rights which they had not conceived and were not using. It would be wrong to attack any country which does respect, or tribe for that matter, that respects individual rights. Because if they do, you are an aggressor and you're morally wrong if you attack them. But if a country does not protect rights, if a given tribe is the slave of its own tribal chief, why should you respect the rights they do not have? Or any country which has a dictatorship government, the citizens still have individual rights, but the country does not have any rights. If anyone has the right to invade it, because rights are not recognized in this country, and neither you, nor a country, nor anyone can have your cake and eat it too. In other words, want respect for the rights of Indians, who incidentally, for most cases of their tribal history, made agreements with the white man, and then when they had used up whichever they got through the agreement of selling certain territory, then came back and broke the agreements.
Yeah, that's not what happened. Pretty much every agreement that was made with the Native American tribes were broken. Not by the Native American tribes. Anyway, yeah. Grain of salt when you hear people talk about Ayn Rand caring about like individual rights and all that. It doesn't really apply to everyone. It just applies to people operating under her framework.
Only as a policeman
And yes, that actually is her voice. There's colored video of her talking and in things. Like she's been on TV. She was born in Oh, 19. They mentioned it in this video. Anyway.
That protects men's rights. No bailouts, no
So, what does Gloria say
pure
here?
capitalism, which she described as a system in which the government acts only as a policeman that protects men's rights. No bailouts, no special favors for big business, no government intervention into the economy.
Yeah, and I mean, sure.
When people are
I believe, I guess Ayn Rand does believe that, or at least she said that. But
free to produce and trade, and when the government is limited to protecting rights, everyone benefits.
yeah, strong doubt.
Individuals thrive, societies prosper.
And then banks start combining high-risk assets and low-risk assets, and it causes the 2008 financial crash because we repealed the... Fuck, I forgot the name of the act. Anyway.
How do we know this?
Limited government intervention.
Compare freer, more capitalist societies to less free, more statist ones. In Rand's day, America compared to the Soviet Union.
That's I love that word. I love that word, statist. Because that's not a word ordinary people use. That's only libertarian wackos.
West Germany to... In Rand's day, America compared to the Soviet Union. West Germany to East Germany. More recently, South Korea to North Korea.
And all of these nations that you're mentioning that are freer, more capitalist nations, all have government intervention into their economies.
Colombia
also
to East Germany. More recently, South Korea.
Yeah, more recently. Little sleight of hand there. South Korea was under a dictatorship for, what, 20, 30 years? Yeah, here we go. This guy. Park, oh my god, I'm gonna butcher this. Park Chung-hee, South Korean politician, army general, served as leader of South Korea from 1961 until his assassination in 1979. Ruling as an unelected strongman from 61 to 63, then as third president of South Korea, 63-79. Before his presidency, he was the second highest ranking officer South Korean army, came to power after leading a military coup. Yeah. Anyway.
To North
Glass-Steagall. Yes, that's the one. Thank you.
Korea. Colombia to Venezuela. Such
Every time. She can't help it. Gloria can't help it.
Such differences were painfully obvious to Colombia to Venezuela.
Also, I don't know if we would consider Colombia a great place, to be honest.
Such differences were painfully obvious to Rand. So were their causes. In Atlas Shrugged, she showed how easily a free society can collapse into a dictatorship.
I don't think anyone's actually read Atlas Shrugged.
Heroine, Dagny Taggart, works tirelessly and brilliantly to save her family's railroad business, while ever-increasing government interventions destroy businesses and crush the economy. Meanwhile, one by one, the top producers across various industries mysteriously disappear. No one knows where they have gone. The only clue is a question they leave behind. Who is John Galt? As the economy crumbles, how do politicians, bureaucrats, and academics react? They blame the greedy businessman and decry the profit motive and free markets. Their solution? More government intervention, which of course only makes the problem worse.
Do you ever feel like you're being talked down to when people try to reduce it to more or less government intervention? Feels like that's like never really the answer. The answer is like more specific intervention and more accountability for when people fuck up. I mean, hey.
Sound familiar?
If we didn't repeal Glass-Steagall, we wouldn't have had the 2008 financial crash. Gloria!
Atlas Shrugged is a cautionary tale about pursuing equality over excellence, state control over free markets, but it's also about the power of the individual and the power of reason. The individual's reason in mind, Rand argued, is his tool of knowledge.
Except for the Native Americans.
His only means of understanding what is true or false, how the world works, what is good or bad for his life.
Hey, it's like Dave Rubin talking at Reason Rally.
This is the theme of Rand's work more broadly. In order to thrive, to achieve happiness, the individual must think for himself and live by the judgment of his own mind. To do this,
and a lot of her characters are like, what do we call them? We call them Randy and Superman now. It's like everyone else is a failure except the main character, who's basically a capitalist god, and everyone else is incapable of thinking for themselves and fulfilling their potential.
Must think for himself and live by the judgment of his own mind. To do this, people must be free to voluntarily exchange ideas, goods, and services for mutual benefit.
And for the most part, you can.
Free to speak their minds without fear.
And for the most part, you can. Of course, it depends on what you define by fear. If you say something stupid, people are going to clap back at you. That's not really... You know, that's still voluntary, because you can say whatever you want and they're saying things back.
For this, she regarded capitalism not only as the best, but as the only moral social system.
I mean, didn't she call it objectivism? I mean... maybe she... I don't know, you're not really giving me a direct quote to work with here, Gloria.
Capitalism does not tell men to suffer, but to pursue enjoyment and achievement, she argued. Capitalism does not preach passivity, humility, resignation, but independence, self-confidence, self-reliance.
See, this is what I mean. This is like ridiculous. Capitalism doesn't preach anything. Capitalism is just who owns. Yeah, capitalism is just an economic system defined by ownership. This doesn't have anything to do with any of this. I mean, if you're trying to say that that's what Ayn Rand believed, then okay. She's wrong, but okay.
Above all, Rand emphasized, capitalism does not permit anyone to expect or demand the unearned. Is this the system America
it's not even
lives under now?
Capital. Oh my God.
No, said Rand. She called capitalism the unknown ideal because it has never been fully implemented, even in America.
Oh, so it's not real capitalism. Okay. So when I say, you know, America's capitalist and there are downstream effects of that, that's not real capitalism. Gotcha. So when we talk about, you know, all the Native Americans that died, not real capitalism. Gotcha. We talk about slavery, not real capitalism.
Ayn Rand's ideas on capitalism, individualism, and reason have attracted millions of people to her novels, essays, and lectures. And
okay, capitalism is just private ownership of the means of production, and not that in and of itself is not really. You know, I wouldn't really say that's a negative or a bad thing or a good thing. That's just a thing. Compared to what we had before, yeah, that's a hell of a lot better. Compared to what happened in the Soviet Union, yeah, that's a hell of a lot better. But it has nothing to do, that in and of itself has nothing to do with all of this. Now, okay, I will admit while her English is pretty good, it could be the word capitalism has a different context in her language. To be fair, that does sound fair.
Ideas on capitalism, individualism, and reason have attracted millions of people to her novels, essays, and lectures, and still do. Who is John Galt? I'm Gloria Alvarez with the Objective Standard Institute for Prager University.
Hey, she didn't tell us who John Galt was. She didn't spoil the book. That's actually, now that I say that out loud, that's actually kind of cool. Thank you for not spoiling the book, I guess, but all right, do we want to read the Spark Notes for Atlas Shrugged? Spark Notes is still a thing, right? There's like so many fucking chapters. Full book summary and key facts. What do we got? Christ, that's a lot to read. All right, you know what? Let's fucking move on.
For Prager University.
This video was made possible by a generous donation from the Objective Standard Institute.
I wish.
Thank you for watching this video. To keep PragerU videos free, please consider making a tax-deductible donation.
I should get in on this tax-deductible political stuff. Seems like a good idea. All right, well, that was a waste of time. I hate it. All right. In fact, I'd say this whole stream has been a waste of time. Hey, hey. How do we get people to debate me? We need that. I'm gonna fucking hate this. I just know it. Carrie Lake fighting back for Arizona and America. Here we go. I'm gonna hate this. I'm already in pain. Let's go.
We want to get our freedoms back, and if these government agencies run by bureaucrats are going to be taking our freedoms away, making it difficult for us to run our businesses, making it difficult for us to live our lives and thrive.
She's telling us her plan for world domination, guys.
Then we will push back as the state of Arizona.
That's why we're gonna push back. Yes, sir.
Hi everyone, this is Veronica Kirillov.
Rank some meds for that one. I'm about to. Don't worry.
Of the New American Magazine. One of the most closely watched gubernatorial races this November will be the one taking place in Arizona.
Christ, what is this accent?
When America First candidate
You might try reading Atlas Shrugged. Good luck.
Carrie Lake
You're gonna hate
and
it.
radical leftist Katie Hobbs. Today I'm privileged to speak with Miss Lake.
I'm sorry, what?
Taking place in Arizona.
Do we have subtitles? Please.
Between America First candidate Carrie Lake and radical leftist Katie Hobbs.
Radical leftist Katie Hobbs? Are you fucking kidding me? This only has 500 views? Where did you find this? The New American. Are you... Hold on. I gotta look at something. Is this person from Russia? It's like a news magazine. Who is this? Oh wait, I'm sorry. Her name is on the screen. That is a Russian name. Holy shit. Veronica Krylenko. Krylenko? I don't know. Close enough. Can I find a... I am looking. I have found her Indeed, her LinkedIn page. Let's see here. Washington, D.C., Baltimore area. Oh, look. Teaching assistant, Odessa region, Ukraine. How about that? So, I guess not Russian? Ukraine? Okay. Alright, let's go.
Today, I'm privileged to speak with Ms. Lake, who is endorsed by President Donald Trump and whose opponents won't even engage in an open debate against her. Ms. Lake, thank you so much for being here today.
It's my
Yo, but I emailed fucking Carrie Lake and she wouldn't respond to my emails when I asked for a debate. That was before she even announced her run for governorship. What's up with that? What's up? What? Oh, I gotta find the email now.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
It's like when I see a political candidate refusing to publicly debate, especially in such a close race, I assume she's either hiding something or believes that she won't fare well against her opponent.
I'll debate you. I'll debate you, Carrie Lake. Put me in. Put me in the ring, coach. I'm ready.
Which is you, or she's unprepared for difficult questions, or all of the above. What do you make of Ms. Hobbs' refusal to meet with you?
I think you nailed it. It's all of those points that you just made. I mean, she was a lobbyist, and then she was a legislator, and now she's Secretary of State, and she's not done well at any of those jobs. So if she has to stand for her record, it's embarrassing. Some of the things that she voted for and some of the things she voted against when she was a legislator. And then, of course, she's been our Secretary of State in charge of our elections primarily. And that's been a disaster.
I mean, it's been a disaster. We had fucking Republicans coming up trying to do an analysis of the votes, and they were looking for fucking bamboo fibers in the ballots because they thought they were trafficked by China by mules. And she's like retweeting this shit.
She's incompetent at what she does.
It was in your feed?
When she was secretary, or when she was in the legislature, rather, she was found guilty by 2
I don't see my video, by the way.
Juries, unanimous
my email.
verdicts of racism and sexism for paying a Black employee, a female employee, less than she was paying her counterparts. And when this woman had the courage to stand up and say, hey, wait a minute, why am I not being paid what the others were doing the same job? Katie Hobbs, my opponent, fired that woman rather than do the right thing and apologize and pay her what she was worth. So the people of Arizona are paying almost $3 million in settlement charges because of that racism of my opponent. So she knows if she hits the debate stage with me, it's not going to go well for her. But darn it,
all right, let's take a look.
Now to the decision 2022 and the race.
Stop. 3 things to know about racial discrimination case involving Katie Hobbs. All right, let's take a look. Now, opponents of Democratic candidate claim cost millions. Okay. Opponents of Democratic candidate for governor claim courtroom victory by fired African-American advisor has cost taxpayers millions. It hasn't. Okay, Katie Hobbs came under attack during the Democratic primary for governor over the firing of an African-American policy advisor back in 2015. Attacks really intensified. Blah, blah, blah. But, all right. Let's skip forward a bit. Okay, here we go. This is what we want. This is what we're here for. First, some background. Early 2015, Hobbs was a Democratic minority leader of the state Senate. She re-elected Secretary of State 2018. Talonia Adams, who is a lawyer. This is a weird grammatical thing, 12 News. Was a policy advisor on Democratic staff and the only African-American policy advisor at the Capitol. February 2015, Adams was fired, in part for protesting that she was paid less than her white colleagues. Ooh. All right, now this is where we get good. Was Hobbs convicted of a crime? Here's what Hobbs' Republican opponent Carrie Lake said on Newsmax recently. I think a lot of people don't realize she's a twice convicted racist. Hobbs wasn't convicted of anything. No criminal charges were filed. Adams, acting as her own lawyer in federal court, would file and win 2 civil lawsuits alleging sex and racial discrimination. Yo, twice. It's not really a conviction if it's a civil lawsuit, Carrie Lake. The lawsuits are filed against the Arizona State Senate. Hobbs was not named as a defendant. Oh, so you're just making shit up. But Hobbs, her chief of staff, as well as the Senate Republicans' chief of staff, who oversaw Senate operations, all testified. During the second trial, Hobbs testified she had lost trust in Adams, in part because Adams' emergency leave to care for her son out of state. So there's more to it. How about that? Now, that could be bullshit. I will admit that could be a bullshit reason right there. But I don't actually know, do I? What did the juries decide? Many of the attacks on Hobbs claim taxpayers have paid out millions of dollars as a result of the court settlement. The second jury awarded her $2.75 million in damages last year after finding Adams was a victim of racial and sexual discrimination and retaliation. But under federal law, the damages reward is capped at $300,000. Adding back pay and loss benefits, judge ruled Adams was entitled to $353,000 in damages. Yay! Oh shit, this next part's good. Almost a year after Adams was awarded the damages and she got her job back, she hasn't received a dime. It's up to the Republican-controlled state Senate to cut a check. Amazing. And then the rest is like, oh, Senate spokeswoman said we're working on it. Yeah, okay. Apology not accepted.
Decision 2022, soaring inflation, the number one issue right now for voters. Right now, the Valley has the highest inflation rate in the country. So how would our next governor deal with these rising prices?
Team 12 political insider Bram Resnick takes a closer look at the ways that Katie Hobbs and Carrie Lake would ease the pain.
All right. That's it.
We're at a time in America, and we have major issues facing Arizona, and the people of this state deserve to hear where I stand and where my opponent stands so they can compare and contrast and decide who is best to lead this state.
Ms. Lake, on your website, you indicate that you continue to be a voice for the silent majority suffering at the hands of cancel culture, among other terrible things.
That's right. Carrie Lake had that quote. I remember the first time I was canceled, and it's important to remember you will get over it. And what was canceled? What was her cancellation? Like a newspaper wrote something about her being like stupid, and then people were being mean to her on Twitter. And that was it.
In America by radical lefts. And just recently, one of the prominent conservative commentators, Steve Crowder, was suspended from YouTube for streaming your interview. The platform sent him a letter, and they explained that content advanced false claims about the widespread fraud, errors, or glitches that changed the outcome of the 2020 presidential election, which is not allowed to say on YouTube and as well as all other social media platforms. What was your reaction to that?
Broke the rules, get banned. Easy. Do you know how many things I want to say that I don't say? I hold my tongue. You people have no idea.
No, it doesn't surprise me anymore. It's sad to say that it doesn't surprise me, but censorship has become so prevalent, unfortunately, in the time that we're living in, because they're trying to silence people with different ideologies, different political beliefs. They're trying to stop us because they know that we are a movement of the people. The Republican Party is now the party of we, the people, and they need to stop that in order to stay in control, and they'll do anything to stop it, even if it means stopping a candidate from speaking.
Am I crazy, or does it seem like all these Republicans' arguments are just getting worse? It's like they've repeated this one over and over the last 6-7 years now, and now it's like, I don't know, the more they keep repeating it, the worse it gets. It's like it's lost its punch. It used to be better. It used to hit harder. Now it's just kind of, I don't know, you repeated it so many times, now you're having genetic defects.
I believe that is election interference. And when I'm governor,
wait,
we're going to
I'm sorry, what is?
Party of we, the people. And they need to stop that in order to stay in control. And they'll do anything to stop it, even if it means stopping a candidate from speaking. I believe that is election interference.
Stopping a candidate from speaking? What the fuck are you talking about?
And
oh, that's ableist slur. You went on Steven Crowder's stream, you broke the YouTube terms of service, you got the stream taken down, now you're calling that election interference? Just because you're running for office doesn't give you the right to do and say anything on these platforms. What the fuck? Can you imagine if, like, can you imagine if I went on, like, I was running for office and I went on some, like, live stream, then I started, like, taking my clothes off and running around naked, and then they banned that? It's like, that's election interference. Why are they? What, they don't want to hear the truth about my fat ass.
When I'm governor, we're going to go hard at these companies, these tech companies, who try to silence people who are running for office. You cannot get involved.
That's why we're watching this on YouTube right now.
In an election that way and try to influence the outcome because you own a tech company. And we're going to go hard on that. Much like Governor DeSantis has, we will be pushing for fines for any tech company who tries to silence somebody who's running for statewide office or
you are not going to get anywhere with that.
Any office.
On your website, you also specifically mention election integrity as one of the key issues that you plan to address as governor. So what's your plan to ensure that what happened in 2020 won't happen again?
I can tell you, she's gonna election integrity. She's gonna kill it. That's the plan.
Well, we're going to take a look at all of the areas and loopholes where there were issues, and we're going to make sure that we can't repeat those issues again. We just want honest elections. And I want to do this because I want to have a country. And if we don't have a secure border, and if we don't have honest elections, then we don't have a country. And so I will work with our state legislators to come up with legislation that secures our elections so that we know that when we go to bed on election night, whether we're Democrats, independents, or
okay, I'm bored with this. We're done.
Republicans.
Like, Christ. It's just more of the same shit. I'm not crazy, right? Their arguments are just getting worse. She's not even like that very much that engaging. She just got like put like some like ring lights up so it looks like she's like talking to you from a cult. Bizarre. I'm sorry. I pulled up Twitch and looked at the just chatting section and like recommended for you. Fucking DJ Mule. MAGA communism vid from non-compete. I hate this guy so much. What's he saying? Oh, we got an ad first. Let's see what he's saying. Does he like MAGA communism? I'd be surprised. thankfully, non-compete says MAGA communism is just fascism. So, you know, broken clock and all that.
It's great. Your girlfriend also wore purple. Ace by solidarity. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
What the hell is he doing?
What's going on? Right, listen, chat. What forgot to say for you in the stream? What's that? Everyone's wondering what that question, the answer to that question is. I'll answer it for you now. The answer to that question is we're going to be finishing EJ's video on MAGA communism. We were halfway through it last.
He's just, oh, he hasn't started. He was looking at fucking anime.
Fascism, bigotry in general. That's the content warning. Again, I'll repeat the warning that EJ put at the start of their video, which was that basically these people are dangerous. Don't interact with them.
Based. All right, I think we're about done. That was actually a really sick way to end the stream with that guy. Ugh, I'm disgusted. Well, I haven't decided 100% yet, but this video on Xander Hall was, like, actually fucking evil. So, we might be doing a video on that sometime soon. Let me see my thing. Hold on here. So, I got a, he's like, debate nerds crying now that I'm blocking everyone who disagrees with me. No, I'm just blocking them. If any of my own audience or other essayists had any critiques of my video, I'd absolutely engage with them, but they don't. And the only critiques I hear are from Debate Bro fans, and they change about 5 times from person to person, like some extremely online version of telephone. So if I make an actual video essay, DJ Mule, are you going to engage with it? Or are you just going to call me a Debate Bro fan? I don't consider myself that much of a Debate Bro fan. But, I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter what I think. if you're not engaging to anyone you consider Debate Bro fans, then it doesn't really matter what I think at all. But I've been writing one. I haven't filmed anything yet. I haven't really fully decided on doing it, but I've been writing one. I've been writing a response to this, to your Xander Hall video, which is undoubtedly one of the most evil fucking video essays I've ever seen. But I doubt he'd respond. Anyway, yeah, I was like, hey, Mr. Mule, big fan. If I make an essay, will you engage with it? And the fucking cuck blocked me. Well, now I feel like I have to do it. Alas. The world is imperfect. They don't appreciate me for what I truly am. That is ridiculous. All right. I think this is good enough. I think we can end the stream here. We did a stream. Yay. All right. Adios, everyone. Take care of yourselves. We've got a lot of stuff going on in the world.